There are two massive psyops that have radically transformed the fabric of America. Now, before I start, I'm proud to be an American. I built 6 companies in America. I serve my country. Things happen so slowly and so methodically that we can't see it until it's too late. One is kicking your kids out at 18, saying they're an adult. Number 2 is the socially engineered middle class after World War II. This did 2 things. Number 1 is it made us monetary debt slaves. Number 2 is it's destroyed the fabric of the family. So I'll start with the middle class, then I'll go into kicking your kids out at 18. When I started to see this clearly, I started managing my finances completely different. Because remember, there's only interest in the system. You're paying it or you're earning it. Wealthy people earn interest. Working class and working poor pay the interest. There's no real money in the system. So once you start to see the system for what it is, then you can start to play the game differently. Or you can continue to play victim. It's your choice. That's the power, is you have choice. It feels like you don't, because you feel like you're in the freest country in the world, but you're actually the most in prison because of the debt system. So after World War II, our grandparents came from the Great Depression. They were forced into absolute survival. So after World War II, when they came back, they were really looking for safety. So the American dream was packaged up in mortgages, in your auto loan, your white picket fence, a job that you stay out for 30 to 40 years, get your good health care, a nice pension. It's obedience by design. And as we moved along, it became easier and easier to monetize against future labor that you haven't even worked yet. Let me explain. So what Americans do is they make $100,000 a year and they extend their purchasing power by $30,000 getting a car without working that labor. And they do that through a loan, which is charged interest. Remember, rich people earn it, working class pay it. So what happens is every time you get something you can't afford on credit, you've literally given away future labor. So then what happens is as your income goes up, you increase your debt monetization, taking away from your future labor, trapping you in the system. Now that we've landed in 2026, we have more debt than we have income, consumer credit's over $1 trillion, savings are drained of Americans, and there's no way out. So we're waiting for a savior, but there is a way out, and I'll explain. And this all started around 1988 when we become completely detached from reality, which the ripple effect started when 1971 we detached from the gold standard. So after 1971, not only was our currency not backed by anything, but by the time we headed into the 80s, we started massive monetization. Now as we stand today, you can finance a refrigerator, a car, a phone. So everybody's leveraged against some future selves, making them obedient and compliant. And especially since 2020 to 2026, inflation has been so massive that the normal everyday person, just to be middle class, has to be about $150K a year. And how many people do you honestly know making $150K a year? Next is 18 years old. And this is going to tie back into credit. So what we encourage you to do, oh, you're an adult, get out. Get a good credit score, get a good grade point average, good credit score. So the schooling system, you go to school, 2 15-minute breaks, a lunch, you bring your homework home, got to get a good grade point average. They're training you to be a worker that is a monetary debt slave, that has to be obedient when you think you're free in the freest country in the world. So now we force our kids at 18 to move out, spend $100,000 on college, get their credit card, get their first auto loan. Well, guess what that does? Number 1, they're not an adult at 18. Number 2 is you should be teaching your kids budgeting, ever get introduced. We should keep them under our roof until those principles are sound and solid. Families used to live together. They used to build together. Family businesses, one home for the family grew together. So remember, it's in the Bible. Where does the devil attack? The family. So now you got parents that are super stressed out because they can't pay their bills. You got kids out on their own that they can't pay their bills. Now they're going to move back in with their parents and now both are broke. And that creates obedience. The only way out of this is to understand how markets work. To understand how the 1% remain the 1%. Rule number 1 is with their first pay, they assets or cash flow. Income is different from cash flow. Income, you have to trade labor for. Cash flow, you make money while you sleep. Rule number 2 is they work to minimize much personal debt as possible. Most of our debt is on the business side. My cars are on the business side. My personal debt is 0. Because on the personal side, if I have interest I'm paying, I have to beat the hurdle rate with my investments. So it feels like I'm getting ahead, but with inflation and interest on that side, I'm actually treading water. And this is going to take time, but it'll be worth it. You got to create a system. Read the book Richest Man in Babylon. Study my system, Capital DR. That's what I created. Take income, even if it's just a little bit. You create cash flow. Some examples are side hustles, use cash generating dividends, start a business. Then from there, then you start creating savings. When the markets are down, not green, not when it's hype, the markets are red, you enter good companies, good cryptos, good investments at a fair price. And this will help you escape it. When the market comes back, you bought the bottom, so you're climbing up the top. As you're climbing up the top, you take money off the top. So now your first fruits is getting cash flow. Your savings now is buying investments will outpace inflation. Then when the asset goes up, you pull profits, build safety. We put it into cash value life insurance. We have our own family banks. And then we sit tight. We'll wait for the markets to go red again. And then we leverage on this side, the good side, to go buy assets, not stuff that makes us poor. And then we're always de-risking. So what you need to do if you're a baby boomer or an adult responsible for your family financially is you have to learn a system. The middle class was engineered by design to make you a monetary debt slave. Just do a self-analysis. Look at your income compared to your debt. Look at what your 401k or your investment is making compared to the interest you're paying. There's your starting point. You'll be able to see very clearly, just because you can't see it because they're in little payments that you're paying, you will see that you're treading water. It's the first start awareness. Then you create a budget. Then you find ways to create cash flow. Then you study the markets, buy when it's red, sell when it's green. Then secure in things like precious metals, insurance. But this is a critical turning point right now. We have to wake up. Because I'm here to tell you that the 1% is going to become extremely wealthy. And the disparity between the wealthy, just like it used to always be before the middle class was engineered, and the working poor is going to be massive. You only have two choices. Learn the system, play the system, win within it, or create your own system. That's going to take a lot of capital. I'm just bringing you the truth of what it is and the reality of how I got out of it. So don't kick your kids out at 18. Stop buying shit you can't afford to impress people you don't like. Build an ecosystem. Touch grass. Honor God in all you do. You know there is a way out. It's not going to be easy, but it will be worth it. Love you guys. Warriors! Rise! Get your shit together.